Welcome to Sips and Spirits, a podcast for lovers of both alcoholic and spectral spirits. I am your co-hostess, Chelsea.
I'm a co-host. I'm like, wait,
Why
you
does
said...
that always throw you off every
Because-
time? Because
yes.
I am a hostess and you were a
No,
host.
I think what throws me off is the co-part. It's like,
Oh.
you say I'm one your host, and I'm the
you
other
want to
host.
say I'm the co-hostess as well?
Yeah, I'm the co-hostess. Eric. Kind of thing. A little disclaimer before we get started. After all this rambling. Oh my goodness.
Welcome to Sips and Spirits, where we never start off on a smooth foot.
Nope, it's all her fault. Facts and stories are presented from our presenter. Facts and stories.
Facts and stories presented are from various sources, and we make no claims that these tales are true. We just found them to be spooky and interesting. Go ahead and read mine.
Sounds like it doesn't sound right. Anyway, did you change it on me?
I didn't.
Cocktails and spirits are tasted for the first time during episode recordings, unless noted otherwise. If you guys have been around for a while, because we have 42 episodes now.
Woo-hoo. Welcome to episode 42.
Welcome. Our cryptid episodes, we create cocktails for these cryptids. And so we do taste test them to see what is palatable to us to enjoy. And so if we think it's good enough for us to enjoy, then we go, hey, you might enjoy as well.
Yeah, let's share these fun cocktails.
Stop coughing into the mic. And one more thing before we get started, we want to remind you that even though we enjoy the spirits,
It is fine to enjoy the spirits, but don't let them possess you.
I feel like you changed the wording.
I didn't. It's exactly what it was. We worked really hard on this, and we haven't changed it since we created it.
Okay.
So we want to remind you that it's fine to enjoy the spirits, but don't let them possess you.
We may be drinking podcasts, but we strongly encourage you to drink responsibly. As much as we love you enjoying our cocktails, there's never any pressure for you guys to actually drink them, kind of thing. And for our cryptids, we make a virgin version for all of them.
Yes.
And
So pretty much any cocktail that we create, we do
Yes.
create a sober version for all of those who choose not to, whatever your reason may be. Or maybe you're underage and you're listening to this.
Exactly.
And you're like, well, that sounds fun, but I can't drink that. And you are a lawful good like Chelsea.
Oh my goodness. Kind of thing. Okay. But yes, so cryptids. Yay.
Yes. So this cryptid was pulled by Jose, a good friend and a spouse of Lori Ghoul at Heart. So Jose pulled this cryptid at Midsummer Scream 2023. We got our new set of 9 different cryptids, and we're so excited about them.
I know.
You want to add to that?
I was going to say, like, now we got to put in the year because this is now our second year pulling cryptids and whatnot. So it was like, okay, we got to add.
Well, luckily I have been putting in the year when I introduce it.
Oh, okay.
So it's like still cataloged in there,
There we
whether
go.
or not we continued it. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and play that clip of Jose pulling the cryptid, and then we're going to introduce it to you. So let's jump on into it. Jose, you look really serious. What have you got?
I'm trying to read. So I got Flatwoods Monster.
Oh, the Flatwoods Monster. Okay.
Okay, I'm glad you know, because I don't. And I still don't know any more than I did a few minutes ago. You know where it lives. Can I just make a remark that this one kind of looks like an onion?
It does.
Maybe onion flatwood. Maybe it's a type of...
It's a very large onion.
It's a very large onion. That's why they call it a monster.
All right.
Whoop. Sorry, Dr. Mike.
We love Dr. Mike. All right. So as you saw from that clip, our cryptid and cocktail for this episode is the Flatwoods Monster. Woo! So let's cheers to that.
Cheers.
Woo!
Ooh, that was a good one. Put it on this side.
I know we should have done it in front of the mic. Huh?
I need to mix this before.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
All right. So usually, or at least I shouldn't say usually, what we've done in the past when we had friends draw our cryptid cards, we do an Instagram live. However, we're still early on enough, and because of the cryptids that were pulled and the order they're coming out in, we haven't scheduled the live with Jose quite yet. And we need to see if he wants to come on with us or come on with Lori. Because inviting spouses is always a fun and interesting
It's not that we don't want both of them in
approach.
there.
No,
but,
we do, and that's why we asked them to draw cards.
Yeah.
But it's trying to figure out how to do it. Like we have some friends who have a shared account. For example, Your Best Halloween Ever, and 1, 2, 3 Traditions.
Sips and Spirits.
So they would both come on and taste test. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. Taste test the cocktail. So we haven't had a chance to properly connect. So we will have an Instagram live. But be sure to sign up for our newsletter to be updated on that the moment that it gets figured out and scheduled.
You'll go there and you guys will get a few words you can put in your calendars and whatnot. And also, we wanted to make sure that
Long story short.
these episodes come out with enough time for them to get to listen to the episode if they want to, kind of thing. And in that aspect thing, so it's not like a rush event,
Yeah, we did
on both
feel
sides
like
of parties.
we were like kind of scrambling each time to like get the cocktail done and then figure out a good scheduling without overlapping with the next person. So
Exactly.
we're taking it a little bit more laid back with the lives. We're still going to do them. People really loved them and said they didn't want us to stop doing them. So we will still do them for any of our card poolers who want to join us. But it'll be a little bit more laid back. We're not going to be like, gotta get it done.
Gotta get it done. It's like a Pokemon song.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
Oh, I know that, but I feel like this one is like, okay. Anyway, welcome back.
So, in case any of you don't know, we also play a guessing game for people to guess our cryptids. And I know the arrangement with this was a little weird, but we posted our Cryptid Guess Who for the Flatwoods Monster on Instagram this week. And we did get a guess for it.
Yeah, we did.
So we want to shout out a big congrats to Ghoul Next Door on Instagram. She guessed the Flatwoods Monster. So great job. Good guessing. I love seeing repeat guessers come back and get the right guess. Yeah. It's always exciting.
It's always nice when you guys come back and...
It makes us feel listened to.
Yeah, we exist. God, but yeah. No, so thank you, Ghoul Next Door, for guessing and participating.
Yes.
Kind of thing. Cheers to you. Yay.
On that note, we're moving on to Hauntings Behind the Bar. Yeah?
Yes, what is Hauntings Behind the Bar besides, I don't know, children crawling around everywhere?
Well, so by the time this episode comes out, I will have been returning from my 7th Winchester Centennial Speaker Series.
Oh my God, I'm going to stop talking about Winchester ever.
At least not for the rest of this year.
No, I'm kidding. And you should see her, how excited she gets for these events. Like as soon as they come out, she's like, I'm going to go. And then the day of, she's like just glowing. And then she comes back like a bright sun. Just so excited. Just like, oh my God. So it was so enjoyable kind of thing. Unfortunately, I haven't gone to any of them whatsoever. Mostly because, I'm watching the kids, which is fine.
Yeah.
I have no problem doing that because you get to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I know. And I'm so thankful for that. So thank you, babe. But yeah, it's really fun. If anyone does get the chance, happen to be in the San Jose area, I have gone to practically every one. There's only been one I've missed. So 7 out of 8.
Boring, just love.
No, we were doing something that day. Schedule conflict.
Oh yeah, that too.
It sounded really fun. So, but I'm at every one of them, so you won't be completely alone. You can come say hi to me while we're there. So
you can see how tall she actually is.
Or not.
Or
I'm not. But yeah, other than that, if you guys are watching on YouTube, you'll notice we're back to our 2 mic setup. We actually, and I think, I can't speak for you. I think one of the reasons I'm excited to be back on the 2 mic setup is just because we love this mic so much. It's so good and it sounds so great. At least I think it sounds really good. It's so easy to edit too. I do not have to do half the work I used to do with our older mics.
This is fantastic. Hey, Mobo, we love your mics.
Yeah, Mobo, we love you. If you ever want to send us new mics to test, we are your podcast because we have been in love with all of your products, because even the mics before were Movo, and we were very happy as beginners starting out with those mics.
Yes,
so.
If you're looking, like, this is not a paid advertisement whatsoever, but
no.
You're definitely looking for mobile mics, or for mics.
If you're looking for an affordable podcasting mic,
but
want good quality, this is what we're using.
Exactly, yeah. So you
So
can go for
I'll
that.
be sure to drop in our show notes any of the specifics on what mic we're using exactly, because I can't tell you off the top
No,
of my head.
me
It's
either.
like a XM1 something.
The box back there.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But yeah, and also like back to what you were saying, like when we first started podcasts, they had a podcasting kit. They still have the kit. So I think they upgraded their kits to be like with newer parts kind of thing.
You can actually pick which mic you want to use as well.
Oh,
Excuse
nice,
me.
cool.
Yeah.
Whatnot. So yeah, but
It changes the price of it, but it was like a great kit. Came in a carrying case.
Yeah.
It was like $200 or might have been $180.
It was very affordable when we came out.
It felt very affordable, and it was like, oh, if we realize, this podcasting thing isn't for us, it wasn't going to be like a lot of skin off our nose, but we were actually so happy with the ease of using everything. The kit came with an audio interface, and you got to pick and choose how you wanted to connect to your recording device, whatever it may be. So we've been really happy
We're
with
now reviewing mics on a podcast. No more spooky stuff. But anyway.
But that's what's been happening behind
Yes.
the bar. Not too much eventful. We've been a little busy backstage. Our daughter started kindergarten. So,
That's been fun.
yeah, just adjusting to that. And it happened around the same time we started
Recording.
our podcast again. So,
And then our son's been really wanting to visit Spirit Halloween over and over again. And
almost every day.
Almost
and
every
we're
day.
like, we can't.
You know,
Because it's not that he just wants to go into the store. He also wants to come out with something.
exactly. So I was like,
He's only 3, and so of course he's still learning that concept. But like, I love being able to go in. It's like my little, at least weekly dose of Halloween serotonin. But we're also like, the leaving part when he can't walk out with another pair of skeleton gloves is a little.
it's kind of a little. It's a little like kind of thing. So it's just.
We're learning new patience levels as parents.
And so we're trying to like balance it out by like checking out different stores and whatnot. And Home Depot, where's your Halloween stuff?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I mean, I feel like Home Depot usually doesn't get their stuff out until September.
I see it online. I want to see it in person.
But that's the weird part, because I feel like I've seen some video reviews going into Home Depots. So I'm like, where are these Home Depots?
But
Anyway,
that
was it. That's what's haunting behind the bar so far.
yeah.
Pretty mellow start back into
Yeah.
things, which is great.
Summer's
That means
almost
we get
over.
a little bit more time to focus on the podcast.
Exactly, kind of thing. Which
I'm good.
I have to say, because we're trying to prepare ourselves for the podcast more now with our daughter in school and Halloween right around the corner kind of thing. So we're trying to get us ready. I cranked out 2 cryptid notes together, and I'm so excited for both of them kind of thing. And I'm so excited to move forward on the next one. So it's like this is really fun. But anyway, what are we drinking?
All right.
What is the Flatwood Monster Cocktail?
All right. So the Flatwood Monster Cocktail. We should have waited for us to stir one of them to show. It's a great build-in-your-glass cocktail if you don't have a cocktail shaker.
Exactly. So if you go out to the beach, and don't drink in the beach because I don't think it's allowed to.
Some beaches do allow it.
Some beaches allow. If you go to a hotel and you have all these ingredients, you can
But
build
you
in
don't
the
want to
glass
bring
a shaker.
shaker.
Yes, you can build it there.
So we've got 1.5 ounces of vodka, 4 ounces of honeydew juice, which was very easy to make. Pretty much just diced up half a honeydew melon and threw it in the blender with, I think it was 3 cups of water, and blended it and then strained it. And it's pretty nice, actually. I'm tempted to just make this as a juice to have around.
It's pretty good.
If you like honeydew.
Yeah.
Then we have a 1/2 ounce of cherry simple syrup and 1 ounce of lemon juice, which is about half a lemon, depending on your lemon.
Yeah. We grabbed inspirations to make this. When you first build it, it comes up with a little greenish, murky green, and then some red in there. And we get this inspiration from how the Flatwood Monster has been described. A green monster with a red face kind of thing. And so it's been kind of, that's the idea we went to it. And we put the flavors together and it's it felt...
And you're supposed to garnish with a cherry. However, our son ate all our cherries. So.
Our cherries. So why not?
We are foregoing the garnish this time, but you'll see it in our cocktail video with the garnish, how it should look all pretty and pretty.
But also,
and
the
layered.
reason we went with a vodka for this flavor is because we found
this, which it's an alien head-shaped vodka for those of you not watching on YouTube.
You guys can't see this.
It's a bottle of vodka and it's the shape of an alien head. But I also find it ironic because I do feel like it's very similar in shape to the Flatwoods Monster's head description.
No, okay. Yeah.
So that's why we were like, okay, even if we don't use that vodka in it, we have to give credit to the outer space. It's called outer space vodka.
Yes.
Where credit is due, because that's kind of where we decided to build our cocktail from.
Yeah. So we added the vodka, and we've tried different vodkas. It doesn't.
We're actually both drinking different vodkas right now.
Does that change the flavor on yours? Because your vodka is much different than just a regular vodka.
I feel like they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Okay, so we've tried different vodkas. Chelsea's trying Crystal Head today.
The Crystal Head Aurora, I went real fancy.
I'm doing outer space vodka. But we also did all the different vodkas, so it doesn't change the flavor as long
Can
as
I
it's
actually
not.
try yours? So I have a more.
As long as it's not like a flavored vodka.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
So any straight up vodka.
La, 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 la.
Okay. Actually, yours tastes really good today.
It does.
I think the cherry simple syrup had to really sit and
Yeah.
solidify.
Cutting.
What I love about this cocktail is the subtle cherry, but it builds on your tongue after you've had a sip. So once you've fully swallowed it, all of a sudden it's like, there's a cherry. Because initially it is heavier on the honeydew, but it's not like overwhelming either. And yeah, it's
That's a
really
refreshing
simple.
cocktail.
It's not too tardy.
It's not too tardy. Yeah, and only has about an ounce of lemon juice. It's great for right now, whether it's warm
Yeah,
summer.
I think a good summer cocktail
So-
for sure.
If you're looking for this, it's fantastic. And actually, the Flatwood Monster was discovered in summer.
Oh, perfect.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's about it for ingredient notes and tasting
Tasting.
notes. Anything else you want to add about the flavor or anything?
It's delicious. Delicious. If you don't like honeydew,
This
is
is
not-
obviously not the
not
cocktail
good
for you.
because there is a lot of honeydew. The main flavor is honeydew and everything else built in it, kind of thing. But it's great. Like I can't honestly say I've ever eaten honeydew before today.
What?
I don't explore my food flavors a lot.
He does not.
Unless it's meat. You give me any animal, I will sink my teeth into it. You give me some plant, I won't, kind of thing. I'm curious to try more, kind of thing. Our local Whole Foods keeps having dragon fruit, and I'm like, I know how that tastes, kind of thing. But yeah, so it's very good, very refreshing. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And one thing I think is really fun about this is the colors in this cocktail are totally natural.
Natural, yes.
The green, we didn't dye our juice or anything. It is that bright green.
Yeah.
And I'll drop pictures here. And then the red comes from the cherries. We actually used frozen cherries to make the cherry simple syrup. If you can get fresh, that's better. But also, cherry season's just about to end if it's not over already. So we also understand that too. So frozen cherries work just as well.
Yeah.
And we've used them in other cocktail recipes with great results too. So
Exactly.
there's no shame in using frozen. But I
Nope.
do love that all the colors that come through in this cocktail are totally natural, but you would think they were totally synthetic.
Yeah, like the bright green doesn't look real. It looks like the Ecto Cooler green.
It matches the bottle.
Matches the
honestly.
bottle kind of thing. So I was like, okay, that's a cool comparison, kind of thing. But yeah, where can we find this?
Oh, right. So, as always, you can find our cocktail recipes on sipsandspirits.com. We have a little tab called cocktails. You just click on that and scroll through or use our search function to find the Flatwoods Monster.
There we go.
And we don't give them like too fancy of names when it comes to the cryptid cocktails. We
They're
stick
just
with their cryptid
Whatever
name.
the cryptid is, kind of thing.
Yeah. There are times where we, like, in private nickname it this or that, but for ease of you guys finding our cocktails, because we want you to be able to find them and use them if they sound good to you.
Also, I want you to, like, when you Google, like, Flatwood Monster, and be like, hey, Susan Period pops up. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway. Anyway,
that's it for our cocktail.
that's it. We're done. Peace. No. So
Now
let's
it's time
learn.
to talk about it.
Let's learn about the Flatwood Monster.
Woohoo.
So, if you listen outside of YouTube and you don't see pictures of it, the Flatwood Monster is the stereotypical looking. She said an onion head. It's described as spade head monster that
I think a spade would be more clear for people.
a spade head monster. Like a spade head, lengthy arms. It looks like it's a dress kind of thing.
Right.
So,
So, did you, before we get into it, did you know anything about the Flatwoods Monster before?
I did not know any details besides what it looked like.
So, see, I had an idea about the Flatwoods Monster because they show up in the Cryptid Club comics.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I had heard someone describe it one time, and I think that's where the onion-shaped head comes from. People didn't describe it as a spade, they described it as an onion head. So, that stuck with me. That's where my impression got stuck on, So, I had some basic knowledge of it. I knew it was some sort of otherworldly creature. I didn't know some of the things you're gonna cover for sure. So I won't jump the gun. But I feel like we need to actually say if we knew about this cryptid before or not. So that's where we are coming in on this episode.
Yes, good. So once again, our cryptid cards come from Afterlight Comics. The cards are called Class of the Cryptids, and it's a deck of multiple cryptids. Have you guys seen now quite a few of them come together? And there's quite a few more, and we have quite a exciting lineup for this time around.
Yeah, we're really excited. There's almost every single. This is actually the only cryptid where I'm like, I know what this is. I don't know what everything is.
One of the other ones too.
One of the other ones too.
But anyway, so according to Afterlight Comics, the Flatwoods Monster is located in the timberlands of Flatwoods, West Virginia, and Frametown, West Virginia, separately. It is believed to be around 10 feet tall and 4 feet wide. It gives off an impression that it is a type of automated suit or rocket as opposed to a natural being. So kind of like a robot kind of thing. So
I've got one right here.
you got like 4 of them all over your body.
Yeah, but I was
They're
trying.
everywhere.
Where's one I could show on camera? I'm wearing my cryptid overalls.
Yes, she is.
From, what are they?
I don't remember about them.
Creepy Creepers or
Creepy
something
Creepers?
like that.
Okay, we'll link them there for you guys to find out exactly.
I think I've shared about them when I first started wearing these. So I always wear these overalls for the cryptid episodes.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's learn. Let's go.
It was dusk on the evening of September 12, 1952. Edward May, Freddie May, Neil Nunley, and Tom Hurley, all young residents of the town of Flatwoods, were at the Flatwoods Elementary School. Suddenly, a bright light streaked across the sky overhead and appeared to crash into the hillside of G. Bailey Fisher's farm. The boys ran to see what it was. The May's house was on their way, so they stopped to tell their mother, Kathleen, what they have seen. Kathleen called the National Guardsman, Eugene Lemon, and the family dog, Richie, to accompany her and the boys to the crash site. Upon reaching the crash site, the group saw a pulsing red light. Lemon shined his flashlight up to the hill, and they saw a terrifying sight. A 10-foot tall creature with a head shaped like a spade and what appeared to be in a dark metal dress. The creature's hands were twisted and crawled, and what seemed to be its eyes glowed an eerie orange color. It seemed to be floating off the ground. A strange, sickening mist hung in the air. The creature hissed, and it glided quickly towards them, and they turned and ran, terrified. Some of them felt sick after. Throats irritating, vomiting, nausea, which persisted for days. These symptoms were passed off as side effects of hysteria, but it's worth knowing that these are all telltale signs of exposure to mustard gas.
Mustard gas?
Mustard gas. Oh, okay. May and Lemon reported the incident to the local authorities, who searched the area that night and claimed to find nothing. Another creature, similar in description to the Flatwood Monster, was reported by Mrs. Audra Harper not long before the infamous sighting on Fisher's farm. Harper's claims to have seen the monster while walking through the woods near her home in the town of Headers. Headers is about 5 miles north of Flatwoods. Harper and her friends were walking to the nearby store. The road leading out of their property was rough, so they were taking a shortcut through the forest. Never a good idea.
No, I can tell you.
About half a mile into the trip, they noticed a ball of fire on one of the hills where they were passing. Harper dismissed it, assuming it was one of the neighbors was fox chasing. When she glanced back, she saw something unbelievable. The fire had vanished. In its place stood a tall, dark silhouette of a man-shaped figure. Terrified, Harper and her friend ran, escaping among the rocks and the boulders around the hillside. The day after the September 12th incident on Flatwoods, another strange sighting occurred near Strange Creek, about 20 miles south of Flatwoods. Reportedly, George and Edith Snitzdowski and then their 18-month-old son were driving to the rural area between Clay and Braxton County on Route 4 when their car suddenly died. I'm going to try this. George, there you go. I'm going to try reading the last name again. Attempted to restart the car to no luck. It was nighttime and the road was deserted. While they were trying to decide what to do, a foul, sulfurous smell filled the air and their baby began to cry. A strange bright light filled the darkness and a couple witnessed a 10-foot tall creature hovering in front of their car. The description is similar to that of the original sighting, except that the monster was now wearing what is presumed to be its spade-shaped hood. Instead, the head was reportedly reptilian and bony. The creature dragged its lizard-like hands across the hood of the car before drifting away into the woods. As soon as the monster was out of sight, the car restarted and the couple sped away. They later would give this account to the Mail magazine in 1955.
The what magazine?
The Mail magazine, it says.
Mail?
Mail, like men. M-A-L-E. Okay. I might have misspelled that. I gotta find that. These stories have become an eerie folktale, creating a fascinating creature in the small town around the country. An ice cream shop called The Spot opened in Flatwoods, offering a photo op with a painted iteration of the monster. A museum dedicated to the monster's story operates in the town of Sultan, a few miles south of Flatwoods. 5 huge chairs built and painted of the monster's image have been erected around the county.
I'm going to drop pictures of these chairs. I did them looking up information for the Guess Who. These are definitely what gave inspiration for this cocktail color. So our cocktail is like the reverse of these chairs' colors. They're impressive.
Although the monster has not been seen since the original incident in 1952, its impact on the rural community has been huge. Sometimes if you stand outside at night there, you can almost feel like the monsters left a gift from the stars for us, and we just haven't quite found it yet. Located in the town of Sultan, Braxton County, seats in the museum. There's a museum there dedicated to legend. The Braxton County Convention and Visitors Bureau also built a series of the chairs. Sorry, the repeat itself. The Bureau awards a visitor who photographs all 5 chairs with a free Brexy sticker. In 2013, West Virginia rock singer Argyle Goldsby released a song called The Being, which referenced the Flatwood Monster. The legend of Flatwood Monster has also inspired media beyond West Virginia. The video games Fallout 76 and Everybody's Golf 4 each contain reference to the legend. The creature was the subject of 2018's documentary The Flatwood Monster, A Legacy of Fear, produced by Small Town Monsters, and an indie production company documenting the unusual events throughout America. In television, the second episode of the 2019 History Channel series Project Blue Book titled The Flatwood Monster is also based on the incident. Mm-hmm. So I found this story. There's one more story to go. Very, very interesting and kind of... I'll go there.
Okay.
As the dog of summer gradually gave way to the crisp chill of autumn, September 12th might not seem to be just another typical day. For me, the day tickles at the back of my mind like a teasing memory. Then I recall an eerie significance attached to his date, when an event almost too bizarre to be real rocked the small town of Flatwoods in central West Virginia. I was 5-year-old when I first learned about the Flatwood Monster, also known as the Braxton County Monster, the Phantom of Flatwoods, or simply the Green Monster. It was an experience that was burned forever into my mind. During the early 1950s, my family and I lived in Somersville, and I loved to go fishing trips with my dad and the other relatives. On one of those fishing expeditions late one summer, we spent most of the morning fishing up and down the Elk River. just about sudden, in the Braxton County. Tired and hungry, we retreated to the local restaurant for lunch. This restaurant was located at the Y intersection at Route 4 and 19, about half a mile south of downtown Sutton. We were seated in the booth near the windows and had just finished ordering our food. We were making small talk with the waitress when she looked at me and commented, "You better look out or that monster will get you." Why would someone offer that kind of helpful advice to a 5-year-old kid? Her words nonetheless had the desired effect, and I felt the blood drain from my face in terror. I looked at my father for reassurance or a conspiracy wink or a smile indicating that the waitress was kidding, but there was none. An uncomfortable silence fell over the afternoon dining crowd, and the room took a stale air of funeral parlor. In quiet, hushed tones, conversation slowly resumed. My young ears picked up bits and pieces of dialogue laced with words such as fireball, spaceship, red eyes, 10 foot tall. My heart thumped painfully against my thin chest when I heard the phrase, "eat you alive." Apparently, the fear in my heart was communicated clearly on my face, and a burly gentleman leaned around our booth and commented, Don't worry about the monster getting you, kid. You'll smell it before it gets near enough to grab you." The diners around us erupted in gales of hard laughter that reverberated around the room in a good 2 minutes. I looked questioningly at my father, still hoping for some form of reassurance, and he began to explain. Recently, some people in the nearby county of Flatwoods had unusual experience, he said. A fireball, it seemed, had fallen from the sky. A few residents witnessed this phenomenon had gone to investigate. When they got there, they discovered a hideous monstrosity with fire-red eyes. Some of the research team reportedly were overwhelmed by the highly noxious odor and ran for their lives. My father finished by saying that he wouldn't let the monster get me. It felt a little better, but my once strong interest in the bass fishing was now completely overshadowed by a nagging fear of a monster. My thoughts strayed, and I felt desperate urge to retreat across the mountains to the safety of a comfort home. That episode in the restaurant left an impression on me so intense that still to today I'm repulsed and fascinated by the green monster.
Interesting.
Right?
So, really became town gossip for quite.
Oh, yes.
Like,
quite.
Immediately, and it never let go.
Yeah.
Like, it never lost interest.
Kind of thing. And just I found this very interesting, and we've mentioned it before. I find it fascinating when cryptid encounters make it to the news. Mm-hmm. God, they become part of newspapers, or there's like something like believes.
Well, I didn't know there was like a National Guard guy involved. He probably had to make a report on it, even though he was just like it was a family friend, right?
Yeah, probably most likely kind of thing. And like in the research team went that night and later, it's like nothing's there.
So I have a couple questions.
Go for it.
All right.
Let's see if we can ask them. I'm an expert now.
Some of them are kind of funny. So
okay.
She called the dog too to come along.
Yes, hey, here, boy.
No, she didn't call him on the phone.
No, she didn't call him on the phone.
All right. And so I haven't heard this before. Why mustard gas? I feel like this is where the conspiracy theorists come from.
You know, it
like that's a very specific.
There's a smell of some kind. It's been sulfur kind of smell. It's been mustard gas kind of smell. Kind of thing. It's a foul smell.
Just why jump to the conclusion of it potentially being mustard gas?
Because it made people sick.
Because all those symptoms.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know in 1952 if there were other things that also caused those symptoms, or were they just still, right? When does World War II end? Or has it started yet?
Yeah, it's been ended. Ooh, I think now we're in the Cold War, or...
Now I'm like, hold on. Let me grab my phone.
One second. Now loading for a history lesson. No, I'm pretty sure World War II is ended by then. So you gotta think about it. When you think of sulfur gas, you think of like rotten egg smell, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have just that smell, most people don't have all those symptoms when it comes to it. Monster gas was supposed to like mess you up completely. Right. So maybe
I know about mustard gas, but excuse me, I'm a bit rusty. It's been a while. So it ended in 1945.
Yeah. So,
So it's still kind of fresh. It's
Yeah.
only 7 years after
Yeah.
World War II.
So-
Um,
So you have the symptoms that people have afterwards. And be like, well, they smell something.
well, it's like, do you know? Does mustard gas smell sulfuric?
I never smelled it in my life before. I don't know.
I've
I've never looked into it.
Yeah, I was like, I know it was a type of warfare used.
Yes.
Or weapon fare. What do you?
Chemical warfare.
That was used, and it was. Wasn't it introduced in the First World War?
I thought it was used in the Vietnam War more.
Yeah, I see. Oh my God, we're gonna have so many World War experts coming at
Hey,
us. Like,
go for it. You know what? Educate us.
yeah,
We'll
we're
take.
learning. It's been so long since we were last in high school learning about this,
been
and all
ages.
teachers focus on different things.
Yeah,
I feel like.
kind of thing.
So I feel like I didn't really get to learn too much about mustard gas, other than like this brief introduction and how it made difference.
I'm pretty sure like the beginning of what it was during the Vietnam War, not during World War, kind of thing. But
Yeah, we don't usually bring out our phones for doing quick research checks, but I was just curious. Timeline, I had to know timeline.
yeah,
For sure. I didn't want to guess. So, okay. I just was like, is there like some sort of conspiracy theory about why mustard gas? Were
Well,
they assuming there was maybe some military testing like that? That's always like coincides with things that are extraterrestrial.
well, yeah. I mean,
Experiences.
it's extraterrestrial. They have to justify it
But you
somehow.
didn't bring it up at all. You know?
Yeah, but like well, so like I don't like whenever I find this information, I don't like reading the proof that it's not real. Like I read it, I'm
Not
like
the proof, but the potential.
yeah, like the
what it
explanation
could be.
kind of thing. You know, like one of the things for this one that people were like saying, oh, it's not real. What you guys saw was actually an owl,
Oh yeah, I saw that one. I was like,
and I was like.
how big are your owls that they look 10 feet tall?
Like these people were not like in front, like we are together. They were like quite far apart. So, and you can see the monstrosity giant thing, kind of thing. And I was like, from that far, it's like tiny, kind of thing. But anyway, neither here nor there.
So here's another question you're probably not going to have an answer to. So fox chasing, does this involve like fireballs? You know?
So I looked it up because I knew you were gonna ask me.
Oh, see, he knows
So
me.
for fox chasing, it's from just think Fox and the Hound.
Right?
They're chasing the fox.
Yeah,
So
but they send a hound after
But
it,
the-
not
but-
fireballs. Would they call in their fire wizard? Or
They're at night.
they create a bonfire?
They're
or
at
they
night-
do torches? Okay, let you explain.
My goodness.
Sorry.
It was at nighttime.
Uh-huh.
So they're chasing foxes.
Right, because they're
They have
nocturnal.
a torch. Simple, just see if
Like a handheld.
like a hand torch, yeah,
Okay.
like so they have something to light the way. Maybe the flashes
Okay.
wasn't working or whatever. Pretty much, fox chasing, just chasing foxes.
No, I know what fox chasing is. I was just wondering if it was common to use,
I mean, probably just to corner it, kind of thing.
or I could see like them creating like bonfires, seeing if the smoke will like coax it out of its
Yeah,
burrow,
kind of thing. To kind of scare it.
I was just curious if you had,
Yeah.
because in the descriptions I read, it made it sound like it was a huge fireball. So,
Well, which one? The one that flew the sky or the girls on the
like
horse?
the encounters with
Kind of thing.
the Flatwoods
Yeah.
Monster.
So
Okay,
What
and
else you
then smell. So the smell ties back in, because I feel like I didn't get that description in the original.
well, yeah, the
encounter
original
of the family.
they
Did
smell.
they smell
It's kind of like just like
something?
put in there like slightly, and
Uh-huh.
then
But then all these other experiences talk about the smell. And so I was like, oh, okay, so there is some sort of odor associated with the Flatwoods Monster.
yep.
Okay, cool. And what was that song you said? It was The Bean by
The
who?
Being by
Bean.
being from outer space, from Argyle Goldsby. Golsby.
Okay, cool.
I didn't look it up. I was going to, and I was gonna play it for you, but I was
No,
like,
I'm
I'll
like,
wait.
I can post that on Instagram.
we'll
I did
find
that
it.
with the squonk. I found a song for the squonk and did that then.
Kind of thing. But yeah, it was very interesting.
Interesting cryptid.
Like I said, like I've seen this picture before. I've seen the way it looks like,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know anything about it. Kind of thing. Also, West Virginia, why you guys have so many cryptids?
alien-specific cryptids,
Why
I'd
you
like
guys
to
have all
point
these
out.
aliens?
Like, I guess if you guys are looking for an alien encounter, go to West Virginia.
Yeah, why isn't Area 51 in West Virginia?
Right?
Like, that's a long trip to take
Roswell's
aliens.
in New Mexico, right?
Yes, I believe so. I don't know.
I believe, yeah, I think Area 51 is in New Mexico. But that's so weird. Because Indra Cole,
Mm-hmm.
supposed alien.
Supposedly.
Mothman, also
An
one
alien.
theory is he's an alien.
Mm-hmm.
Also West Virginia.
Yep.
What is going on in West Virginia, guys?
What are you guys doing over there?
But also, like, especially now with the space we have, I really want to get my map, my roller, like, classroom map. We could attach it here to the ceiling, pull it down, and put a little, like, thing, start building our road map, our cryptid road trip road
Maybe
map.
we'll do it, put it for our lives.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Because I don't think the ceiling can hold a roller map.
I don't know. You put it on the beams? I think it'd be fine.
I don't know. But anyway, you have to pull in on
Or can we put it in the library?
That's
That would
what
be
I said,
fun.
for our lives.
I don't know where it would go in the library, but
I can figure it out.
I think that'd be really fun.
Yes.
I still think it's a great idea. And for those of you, this is your first time listening, way back when we started jumping around the map with the cryptids we were pulling, I was like, I feel like we need to like put the card, pin the card in there, or put a little like dot, like here's a landmark they talk about, because we're finding with a lot of these cryptids, there's like crossing signs, landmarks, statues, chairs, apparently, that you can do a
Museums.
scavenger hunt, which so up my alley. I want to do that.
And eventually it's going to look like a conspiracy board.
Yes.
You'll see ley lines, be like, we're
But
going
like, how cool would that be as a backdrop? Just think of that.
Very
I think that'd be awesome.
Very interesting, for sure.
All right. So with that, are we ready to jump into our Cryptid Guess Who?
Yes, we are.
I need a fun, like, cryptid hat. Someone give me a good idea for how to create one or make one.
You can make one with like skin or something.
Because I used to put on a witch hat,
Mm-hmm.
but the witch hat is no longer in the same room as where we podcast.
No, that's on you.
Yeah. I feel like I need something though. Like, get in it. Why'd you laugh?
You're so weird. Anyway,
Yeah, well, we
Guess
can
Who.
be weird together. All right, so you ready? I almost read what the cryptid was.
I have no idea what you said.
I almost read what the cryptid name was.
Yeah, don't do that.
Uh,
Why do you write the cryptid name on the notes?
so I can remember what the guess it was for.
Okay.
Because I can't. Some of these I really don't know what they are.
Yeah, so like, you don't need to know. Anyway.
Believed to reside in the swamps of Illinois, this creature is an interesting looking boy with an anteater snout and a body all hairy on 2 or 4 legs. Some have found him quite scary.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
And if you would like to guess which cryptid this is, you can leave your guess on Instagram, our website, or go ahead and email us at contact@sipsandspirits.com, and we'll share your guess as a shout out in the next cryptid episode. I still haven't fixed that typo.
I don't see those notes at all. I'm like, what's going on here? Just a little quick preview for this next cryptid. There's a new term that I learned, a cryptid term, for this cryptid. That I'll share with you guys next episode.
Term?
A term for
You're not going to share it now?
Nope.
Oh.
You know,
So
wait.
they have to wait 2 episodes?
2 episodes. Come back.
Oh, so mean.
Come back in a month.
Episode 44. We'll see you in
44.
episode 44.
Yeah, I think. But yeah, no, it's
33 won't exist.
33. What?
Just because we're like, come back in 44. But what about 43? Because
Yes.
we're on 42.
You said 33.
I thought I said 43.
No, you said-
But okay.
Anyway, let's
We'll
wrap
find
this
out.
up.
Yeah, we ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, we're ready to wrap
It's
this
our
up.
last call, guys. So get your glass in hand as we give our final messages.
Thanks for sipping along with us. We want to keep your spirits flowing, so please be sure to show your support by reviewing and subscribing to our podcast. If you enjoy the show, be sure to share with others. If you are from the West Virginia area, let us know.
Share us your family stories about the green monster.
The Green Monster or any other cryptids. Or, you know what, if you're anywhere close by out there from West Virginia kind of thing. You know, like,
Also, I feel like you need to have like a list of the names for each cryptid if they have multiple names. Just
kinda-
like
Oh, okay.
started off with.
I get what you mean, kind of
like
thing.
this is the Flatwoods Monster, also known as the Brexit
AKA,
Monster,
yeah.
or the
Yeah.
yeah. Because sometimes I get guesses, and I'm like, I don't know if that's right.
Well, then you
Because
should
I leave
ask
the
me.
majority of the research to him.
Research.
What?
No, nothing. So
I apparently did a trigger word.
later.
Okay.
This is my work related, which is kind of like.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Anyway, but yes, share us, talk to us, reach out to us. If we said anything, if I pronounce Anne's names wrong, correct me, please. Say, hey, Eric, you can't pronounce anything.
We're here to learn. Part
We're
of
here to
this
learn.
podcast, it's not just learning about the cryptids, but also learning pronunciations and stuff.
I
So
stated
we're
earlier,
not shy to admit we said something wrong, and we're happy to be corrected.
we're not historians. All these things are just, I just Google them online and see what I find information on, and grab information from different things and put it together. What I find interesting,
Yep.
kind of thing. What I don't find interesting, like the disbelief and proof of these things are not real. I'll go, hey, that's not important.
Yep.
Kind of thing. So yeah.
And we have an email newsletter, as I mentioned earlier. You can come join us via sipsandspirits.com/happy hour, or join on our link tree, which is posted on any of our social media platforms. And we can be found under Sips and Spirits on all social medias. However, we are most active on Instagram. But we also are available to listen to on all podcast hosts. So pick the podcatcher of your choice that you love the
Podcatcher?
most. That's what they call them.
Pet catcher,
A podcatcher.
That's a new term, okay?
It's what I've been hearing. So
Use kids and
otherwise, if you are
loud
a
music.
visual entertainee, as we are, you can also watch us on YouTube, which personally, that's my favorite way to watch and listen to a podcast.
It's my
Because
beautiful.
I love seeing the body language and the faces of the people who are talking on the podcast. But if that's not your thing, as I said, we're available on any podcast host you prefer to listen to.
Yep.
So, with that, are we ready to close our tab?
We are.
All right. And we'll go in front of your mic and cheers. See you guys next time.